popular request, today I'm going to present some information and follow-along vocalizations under the Semi-Occluded Vocal Tract Exercise umbrella. Let me answer some questions first. 1. What does the term semi-occluded or partially occluded vocal tract exercise mean? Well, occlusion is a blockage or a narrowing, so something that is semi-occluded is partially blocked or narrowed. The vocal tract is this kind of pipeline through which air passes. I've seen it described as a tube with two flaps, like a pipeline from our lungs that has a source of tuned turbulence from the vocal folds. We modify the shape of our vocal tract when we speak or sing as we move our tongue, our lips, our jaw, our soft palate, and other subtle changes above the larynx. So why are we now suddenly hearing more and more about these exercises? In short, because they're fantastic. In essence, these exercises were primarily used by speech-language pathologists in voice therapy, but there's been a strong surge of use by singers and vocal coaches in the last few years. Interestingly, a lot of these exercises were already in use by singers and coaches, but the semantics and methods around these exercises have become more common and widely available. You will recognize a lot of the exercises even if you're not familiar with the umbrella term SOVT or Semi-Occluded Vocal Tract Exercises. Why are these exercises helpful for singers? Well, when we sing, the force of the air travels up from our lungs, and our amazing but very small vocal folds and the structures around them receive this air, and they have to do something with it. My vocal folds are probably around the same length as the diameter of a dime. Vocal folds of voices changed by testosterone at puberty can be more like the diameter of a nickel. Still not very big. But when we put something in the way of our vocal tract, like singing through a straw or humming, there's more back pressure. So the pressure from the air coming up from the lungs is met by the back pressure caused by the partial occlusion. This allows our vocal folds to vibrate efficiently and safely. I think of it kind of like having a spotter while lifting weights, or doing exercises in a pool. It changes the resistance and it helps to ensure that our form stays perfectly in place while we work on needed skills. By the way, you might hear these exercises also called negative pressure exercises. While there are excellent uses for these exercises in the context of practicing passages of songs, I'm going to present them here as standalone exercises that would be a great choice for the beginning of your warm-up. Generally, doing these for 2 to 3 minutes at a time is enough. You can do them a few times a day in short segments for best use. You can also do an extended run of them before singing, maybe after you've done some stretching or exercising and some breath work, and before you get to more challenging warm-ups or exercises. So grab a straw if you have one, and here we go. My current favorite SOVT exercise is simply singing on the letter V. It provides quite a bit of back pressure and it feels very safe and controlled. Let's start with a simple slide of a fifth, down, and then back up. On to the zh sound. Now, if you don't like how one of these feels, you can substitute another. That's fine. Let's try this still, sliding back and forth on a fifth, but this time we'll go up first and then down. let's work on a tongue trill or a raspberry. And we'll move around a little bit on this one. Let's try this. Because I just love making weird faces for you on the internet, let's continue to a lip trill or a bubble. Let's start with just some free-form singing, up and down, whatever feels good to you right now. Let's jump in with some actual notes on that with just a simple 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You'll notice I'm going a little bit higher with each of these as I'm getting more warmed up. Also, if you have trouble with that lip trill, you can certainly hold the sides of your mouth to help. If that makes things a little bit easier for you, or the strangest thing ever, which seems to work for a huge percentage of people, touch your nose. Let's head into some straw phonation. Now, you can vary how much pressure you want by using different kinds of straws. Milkshake straws will be the most open, while small little coffee straws will provide a lot of back pressure. I personally like to start with highly occluded exercises at the beginning of my practice and then open them up more towards the end. If you don't have a straw handy, go ahead and pause and go grab one, or you can choose one of the methods above, or even sing into your fist. Now, if this is your first time singing through a straw, sometimes it can feel a little weird, like learning to play kazoo. It comes naturally to some people, and others really have to think about it. If you fall into that last category, consider thinking of singing ooh through the straw. Ooh, ooh. We do want to create a seal with our lips, but avoid tension as much as possible. Now let's add a little bit more range as we do this. We'll try. Everything tickles. How about a major scale? Again. Let's go up a step. try it in a lower key. And again. Great, let's try an exercise where we're moving around a little bit in thirds. Let's try that one again. So I can do any of my scale exercises or flexibility exercises on this. And just for kicks, as an example, you can apply this to any exercise that you want. Let's try this one. Or we could just sing through the straw any song that you want or any song that you happen to be working on. For a little extra fun and a little extra resistance, and to make sure that our air is flowing, we can sing into water. That has quite a lot of resistance in it compared to just singing without the water. Feel free to play and adapt this for whatever feels good for your voice. And that might be different from day to day, and that is totally okay. Thanks for watching, don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will see you next time. Just